Previously on the Tour de Timor.
The scenery's so amazing.
So we'll have plenty of time to do all this kind of stuff.
Pretty good stage for us.
It was really awesome to have the team all working for us.
Don't worry, be
Iliomar, a small mountain village town nestled in the district of Lautem and the venue for the start of the fourth stage of the Tour de Timor, an event that pits riders from various countries and a mountain bike race that takes them through over 600 kilometers of terrain in Timor-Leste. In many ways, Iliomar epitomizes the young nation. The children of this village town are wide-eyed, enthusiastic and eager to have this wonderful race in their town, a testament of their belief that peace has finally arrived in their country. For the riders, this venue has been the most rewarding thus far, for they are well rested from the previous day's short stage race that has given them time to soak in the atmosphere around them. The front convoy is already getting ready for the arduous journey to the finish line, which will take them to the northeast side of the country into the seaside town of Com. The campsite is already filled with waking sounds of people, and many are eager to start a brand new day after a good night's rest. One of the early birds, female leader Peter Mullins, discusses her latest injury with Casey Hastings, one of the medical volunteers on the tour. Francelina Anche Cabral, the top local female rider, is also one who is clearly enjoying every moment of the Tour de Timor, and to many of her compatriots, she is seen as one of their shining examples. However, the previous stages has also taken its toll on her.
Because I already fell off about 2 times, so I just want to be managed. So it's accidentally again it took so, but just wanted to be finished today and have a rest for tomorrow, because tomorrow is going to be a big day too.
Breakfast is served to hungry competitors, but this is no mean feat when there are almost 1,000 mouths to feed. It is a mammoth task for the kitchen crew, who begin their work in the wee hours of the morning, and each minute is crucial to feed everyone involved in the race. Amongst the hungry hordes is Julia da Costa, the only handicapped rider in the Tour de Timor, who has amazingly completed every stage and an astonishing achievement thus far. Julio fits in well with the other riders and is a star in his own right, and motivation is a key that has kept him going. In spite of not being able to participate in the previous years, he is a determined man and was rewarded with a place in one of the teams involved. He is also another great example of East Timor's fine young sons. In the meantime, a friendly chat strikes up between Indonesian rider Ahmad Yani and an elder of the village. To untrained eyes, it is a normal conversation, but for those aware of the history of Timor-Leste, it is a powerful message, a measure of success in former President Jose Ramos Horta's initiative to promote peace. And these meetings are little sparks that continue to light brightly on the Tour de Timor. Most riders have begun their preparations early, and the last of the front baggage trucks are filled up for their trek across the country. As usual, Mark Berens, the race director for the TDT, is looking forward to another exciting race ahead.
Listen, they can expect a fairly sharp climb to start off with quite a few rollers, and then we've got a pretty easy, I suppose, last third of the race, which is going to be a very, very fast descent into Com.
Stage 4 will take the riders through a 74.3 kilometre race to the seaside resort of Com, northeast of the country, which will also see it pass through the picturesque town of Los Palos. Once again, the riders are eagerly waiting to start another short race towards the finish line, but little do they know that the journey is far from easy. What began with over 400 riders in stage 1, there are now 360 riders in the fray after casualties, yet the start line is still brimming with enthusiastic competitors along the narrow road in the centre of Iliomar.
Organisers of the race,
Mark dispenses some good advice prior to the race.
400 riders that come to the line.
The usual suspects leading the race are given the priority in front of the pack, and the countdown begins.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
And another adventure starts as the riders navigate the narrow, undulating terrain of Iliomar to their first halfway destination of Los Palos. Riders of all shapes and sizes wind their way along the narrow path that is part of the course, but the steepness of the hill is already making life difficult for everyone involved. Yet, even at this early stage, there were already signs of trouble for one or two riders. Some prefer to walk along with their bikes, as others are more determined to push on ahead. Julia da Costa, however, is proving that this climb won't be an obstacle for him and is determined to continue up the incline. Yet, as the main pack snakes its way through the mountain roads, they set their sights towards the town of Los Palos, situated on a plateau at about the halfway point of the stage. The southeast of Timor-Leste is blessed with an abundance of greenery as well as a beautiful coastline. It is the part of the country that is experiencing the Tour de Timor for the very first time. Along the way, school children from various districts are already out in droves to greet the riders. It is a momentous occasion for these young Timorese, as it gives them a unique chance to be part of the Tour de Timor. Up in front, a lead breakaway group of 8 riders are setting an amazing pace, a fact that sets them apart from the others. Although this stage is not as short as the previous one, it is nonetheless unpredictable at times with the varying terrain, yet the elite riders are taking it in their strides as they navigate through the district of Lautem at a good pace. Further behind, the riders have splintered into smaller groups and are warmly greeted by the many villages along the way. As the riders zoom their way through, schools of excited children are cheering them on, whilst the elders look on in amusement. But there was no sign of interest from this four-legged observer. And as the riders reach altitude level, the pace has quickened as they are seen zipping past the mountaintop roads. Yet, not all are adept at navigating a downhill corner.
You right, Carl? Well, I'm a bit sore and sorry for myself. You got a radio? Medic?
I got to.
Well, alright. Yeah. Okay, I'll keep going. Can you look after him? Yeah.
Fortunately, Carl manages to dust himself off, and despite some superficial injuries, the slight damage to his bike will delay him further. At the back, the casualty rate mounts as a few riders experience the unforgiving nature of mountain biking in this part of the world. whilst others are faced with the age-old problem of biking: punctures. But some are taking the uphill climbs in the most amusing of fashions. The race up front is heating up as Ben Mather, teammate of Stage 1 winner Adrian Jackson, decides to go it alone, leaving a handful of elite riders behind. It's yet to be seen whether he can sustain the lead, but he steadily creates a bigger gap as the chasing pack struggle to keep up with him along the mountainside. The mountain provides some exquisite scenery for the participants, and even the threat of rain does not deter them. Yet for some, not everything was as rosy at the top. But again, the surroundings were breathtaking to say the least, and he was certainly not lost on the participants as they raced past. Up in front, Ben Mather has been setting a punishing pace to stay ahead as he heads closer to the town of Los Palos, yet the chasing elite pack are trying to close the gap. This group, which includes the winners of the previous stages, Luke Fetch and Paul van der Plug, as well as American legend Tinker Juarez, are saving their energies as they enter Los Palos, and a massive crowd are awaiting their arrival. Also amongst the elites chasing down Ben is Malaysian national rider Muhammad Fauzan Lutfi, who is content to stay with the pack. Along the way, Luke Fetch decides to entertain the group and the people of Los Palos as well. Further back, Carl Maroney, who had wiped out on the mountainside earlier, was facing another setback. But his was not the worst incident of this day. Another rider, Sam Buchanan, has suffered from multiple injuries after a bad crash, but thankfully the medical team has reached him in time.
Now, that's my bag.
Yeah.
And my bike's over there.
Okay, that's all fine. We'll worry about all of that in a minute. What we're doing for the moment is getting some pain relief.
Yeah.
So what do you want to think? Tell you what you want to do. You want to sing "Don't Worry, Be Happy"?
Don't worry, be happy.
Excellent work.
And with that, his tour de Timor is effectively over. Back near the front, the last several kilometers has become a massive race to the finish line. With loose rocks, a steep ascent and a final descent into calm, each of these elite riders are looking to secure second place, with Ben Mather too far in front. But then disaster strikes Paul van der Plug. Sure enough, with no one else close to him, Ben Mather wins stage 4 of the Tour de Timor in 2 hours, 31 minutes and 48 seconds and explains his lone quest to the finish line.
I'm riding with AJ, last year's winner, and unfortunately we had a little bit of bad luck on stage 2, so we're sort of out of the running for the overall. So we've decided to consolidate third place for AJ and allow me to, I'm a fair way down, so allow me to take off and have a crack at some stage wins, and we thought the best place today would be on the first hill to see if I could get away and stay away for the stage win, and that's how it works, which was great.
Entering Com and more than 4 minutes behind him was Luke Fetch in second place, followed by Alex Denham in third.
We didn't really have much of a plan today. We thought we sort of just wanted to see what happened with the other guys. So AJ sort of set the pace up the first climb, and we got a pretty smallish group from that. And Benny attacked pretty early, and he was away for about 65 k's by himself, I think. So top ride by Ben. And then with about maybe 10-ish k's to go, Paulie, who was in yellow, flattered up one of the little Teco climbs, and obviously got it back in, and then the descent again, he flattered again, so yeah, not great, but I just sat on AJ and sort of marked him because I was in second, and a bit of a sprint finish at the end.
I've just been riding with the pretty quick guys most of the time, but I've had a lot of bad luck the past few days. I've had punctures, and even today my saddlebag, the stitching came apart and all my stuff went everywhere, so I had to stop and pick everything up. So just had a bit of bad luck, but finally got it all together today and stuck with everyone.
Paul van der Plug explains his misfortune near the end despite finishing in a credible 9th place.
It's really rough. There was a really rocky outcrop and it was just too rough and just popped the tube. It'll mean Luke will go into yellow and I'll hold on to second.
Elder statesman Tinker Juarez still manages to finish in the top 5 and is looking forward to ease some muscle pains, and the 50-year-old was pragmatic with his approach to this particular race.
The stage was really a good stage, you know, it was nice and everything, but for myself I just had one of my another bad days, and it was just, you know, my legs were just real heavy, they had nothing in them, and I was just really happy to be able to just to hang on to the finish line with the group, you know, so that was my tactic today, you know, there was no strategy at all except just, you know, pray that you could stay with the group till the end.
Meanwhile, the masses have reached Los Palos and are greeted by an eager and ecstatic crowd. Most of the riders are taking advantage of the final water point in Los Palos for a well-earned rest before their final push to come. This doctor, however, dispenses advice to another competitor who is suffering from the race.
Are you still having gastro problems? You still having gastro problems?
And the other thing I'm a bit worried about is the pupils are really dilated.
Well, that'd be probably because of he's wearing sunglasses.
Will it?
Yeah, because
okay.
he has less light, so he dilates. Okay. Less exposed. If he takes off his sunglasses, it probably will come for a normal size.
Okay.
Look, just fill him up.
Yep.
And make him
so
rest.
Salt and rehydration and stuff like that.
Yeah. Salt, sugar.
Yep.
And make him rest.
Yep.
Yeah, check this out.
Another rider, however, is facing a different set of problems.
Don't think I'll get down the hill.
The organizer's official media photographer, Matt Lynn, is enjoying the attention that he's getting from his young fans.
The photo I took of them, they're laughing in photos. Taking
These riders are getting a creative explanation of the race stage.
Through the belly button and around the ring and back up again.
Yes. Past the mole and just short of the front. Excellent. Thank you very much.
And some of the senior riders were also still going on strong.
Man, great day, best day yet, haven't fallen off, and looking forward to finishing for the first time.
Well,
it was, went over the handlebars, so it sort of knocked the stuffing out of me. But I'm really pleased to have the opportunity to continue and persevere.
At the finish line in Com, a stream of riders have already arrived, including the female elite riders who are constantly amazed by their beautiful surroundings. And for Stage 4 winner Catherine O'Shea, it was a girls' day out.
Yeah, thanks. No, it was a good stage actually today. Yeah, the first climb I found pretty hard just because I couldn't get in a rhythm early on when it was steep, but once it sort of flattened out and got towards the top, I sort of settled in and settled into a good group with 5 girls to start with. And just rode together all day. Did a lot of the work on the front. Most of the boys were sitting on. I don't know whether they didn't want to get involved in the girls' race or just decided to take it easy. But we just rode together and it was really pretty up there. And then Mal attacked on the descent and I had to go with her and just got her in the last K. Just came past her and managed to hold on to the finish.
Meanwhile, the heavily strapped Sam Buchanan has been transported safely to Com and is sent immediately to the medical tent. The final stream of riders eventually reached Com, and there was a carnival atmosphere to the Tour de Timor, and also making a visit, former President José Ramos Horta. This is also a special moment for disabled rider Julio da Costa as he is introduced to the Nobel Peace Laureate and shares his experiences on the tour. It was also a chance for the local community to meet the former president as he makes his way along the beautiful beachside town of Com.
Okay, Nebo.
The afternoon also sees a time trial session for the top 40 riders, which saw Timor-Leste national rider Orlando da Costa winning the 7-lap race. It was also an opportunity for elite riders to rub shoulders with Ramos Horta in a special photo session. He was also on hand to award the medals for the day's award ceremony and even surprised Sean Burrell, the event director of the Tour de Timor, with a birthday announcement. All in all, another hard day's work is over on the Tour de Timor. But more drama was about to unfold the following day. An unexpected delay. The long road to Manatutu and the Lone Ranger.